Chapter 7 just released, and with that there are 13 new POIs on the map, which you might not have been able to see with the new wave mechanic. Some of these POIs are really strong, and some not so much, so I decided to rank them. Also, this video took forever to make since you can't actually choose your drop spot, making it really difficult to explore different locations on the map. So any support is appreciated, but without further ado, here are my rankings of the weakest to strongest POIs for you to drop at, assuming the battle bus ever comes back. Starting in the F tier, we have Tip Top Terrace and 4 Fields. I would say the treehouse themed Tip Top Terrace is probably the worst POI in the game, which is located on the northwest corner of the map. There are only 15 chests total at the drop spot, which is the least out of any POI, and it is far from the center of the map. There is only one treasure board and no supply drop boards, and gold is really valuable this season with the vending machines all over the map. The actual location itself is also really annoying to navigate due to it being a bunch of connected tree houses, and the only positives are that the roofs are made out of metal, which is good for competitive, and there are launch pads surrounding the POI. I guess also it's close to a lake with 9 fishing holes, but that is separate from the location and isn't guaranteed at all. 4 Fields is not that much better though, which is the golf course themed location on the far east side of the map. There is only 16 chests at the location itself, with some additional chests surrounding the POI, but they are so spread out that it takes forever to loot the whole thing. Not only that, it's right on the edge of zone, giving it poor map positioning, and there is essentially no metal at the drop spot, making it really weak in competitive lobbies. And there's only one treasure board. The only positive is that there are 9 fishing holes just north of the POI, making this an easy F tier. Moving on to the D tier of drops, we have Sus Studios and Ripped Tides. Sus Studios is a Hollywood-inspired location that only has 17 chests, but what makes it better than the previous POIs is its good map position near mid-map and the movement options you have nearby. To the northeast of the POI, there is a balloon stop with a couple extra chests, and there's also an Inno loop stop near the location as well. Sus Studios has 6 barrels spread around the POI, decent metal, but only 1 supply drop board. You might notice that a lot of these POIs do have good metal, which is a part of this chapter that I really appreciate, as there were multiple POIs in chapter 6 that barely had any metal, so Fortnite got this part right for sure. Next, Ripped Tides is based off Venice Beach, and there are 22 chests total and 6 barrels spread around the POI. There is 1 drop board and 1 chest board, and there is pretty good metal throughout the POI. Also, if you lift this weight for about 2 minutes straight, there's a 33% chance that you get the mythic pump. But if you eat the steaks located at the weight area, the pizza pit, and the snow cones, you are able to lift the weight in about 10 seconds total. If this was a 100% spawn, I think this would probably be a B tier POI, as there really isn't much going for it besides the mythic pump. But because it's not, you can't reliably get the mythic pump, meaning you can't game plan as much around it, making it a D tier spawn. There are also 10 fishing holes at the pond to the west, but this is also right by Battlewood Boulevard, making this not guaranteed. Moving on to the C tier of drops, we have Latte Landing, Bumpy Bay, and Humble Hills. Latte Landing is a coastal town loosely based on Seattle and Portland, with latte water on the northeast side of the map that has 22 chest spawns. There are 6 barrels spread around the POI and okay metal by breaking the railings around the location, enough to get cap metal. There are also rocks that give a ton of bricks surrounding the POI, allowing you to get cap brick easily, and there's both a drop and chestboard at the location. The map position on the north coast isn't very good, but there are 10 fishing holes off the docks, which gives this POI a boost. As there is limited shield options this season with bigs, minis, chug jugs, and shield kegs, I think shieldfish are going to be very strong this season, and they have solid rates from these fishing holes, allowing you to carry multiple stacks. The next C tier drop, Bumpy Bay, is based off of San Francisco and is a coastal town on the west side of the map. There are 24 chest spawns here and really good metal with the railings, boats, and roofs, and the rocks outside the POI give a ton of brick. There are 17 barrel spawns here around the POI, making it easy to get 100 shield even if you're contested or splitting the POI, and there is 1 drop and 2 chest boards here. The negatives are though that the position isn't great and it is the only POI without an ATK spawn, which might be useful for mid-game rotates throughout the season, especially since it's on the outer area of the map. Our final C tier drop is the appropriately named Humble Hills, which is based off of Beverly Hills and is located on the middle west side of the map. In the northeast building, there are 8 slurp barrels and there are 26 total chests across the whole POI. There isn't much of note here as there is decent metal on the roofs and has 1 drop board, and it is a pretty average POI that has decent positioning near the middle of the map, making it round out the C tier. Our B tier locations are Painted Palms and Classified Canyon. Painted Palms has unique purple trees around it and is located in the northeast area of the map. It has 29 chests, has decent positioning, and 6 barrel spawns around the POI. The metal around this location is really good, and it's surrounded by bricks that can get you up to cap really quickly, allowing you to get 555 very easily. There are also launch pads and additional chests surrounding the POI, allowing for more loot and rotation options if you claim this space. This location isn't spectacular, but it does the important things well, which lands it in B tier. Next is Classified Canyon, which is modeled after Area 51 and is located on the southeast side of the map. It has 32 chests in the POI itself, and the surrounding outposts have 12 additional chests. If you take the zip lines down to the basement of the POI, you can get a legendary arc lightning gun, which is kinda trash, as well as 2 guaranteed god chests. The POI also has good metal throughout, and 2 drop boards and 1 chest board, as well as a launch pad nearby for rotations. On the outskirts of the POI, if you drive your car over this ramp to the other side, you get some loot and a legendary gun, but that's not in comp since there aren't any cars in competitive. The positioning of the POI isn't great, but the bunker itself as well as the areas surrounding give really good loot, landing this in B tier. Now, moving to the A tier, this is where the POIs really start getting good, and we have Sandy Strip and Wonky Land. Sandy Strip is a Las Vegas themed drop spot on the center east part of the map. There are 53 chests, 7 barrels around the POI, and it has really good map positioning. It's also near an inno loop entrance, which gives an extra mobility aspect, and it has good materials all around the POI. It really doesn't have a ton going on besides the 53 chests and really strong map position, but that is the second most out of any POI and by far the most so far on this list, landing it in A. Next in A tier is Wonky Land, which is based off of Disneyland and has a lot going on here. There are only 22 chests throughout the POI, so when I first started making this video, I had it down in C tier, but there is so much to this POI. The most important aspect of this POI is the shooting game. To play this game, you press the button and shoot the targets for 30 seconds, and then it gives you really good loot, including epic and legendary guns, good heals, a wingsuit, and sometimes a self-revive. Not only is this very good on its own, you can do this up to 3 times each game, and you only need to shoot 1 target once for it to drop the loot, meaning that you can go and loot the rest of the POI while you wait for it. This gives so much good loot, and most of it is worth carrying, making the POI basically have a vault. Not only does it have really strong loot, there are also 20 slurp barrels around the POI and a pool with healing water, meaning that you basically don't have to use any of your shield you find here. Not only that, the railings all around the location give really strong metal, and you can attach yourself to the Ferris wheel and launch yourself up and get glider redeploy. It has really strong loot and movement, but the other 2 POIs are just a notch above. And in the S tier, the 2 best POIs this season are InnoLoop Labs and Battlewood Boulevard. And for which one really is the best, I think it's actually quite close. First, we have InnoLoop Labs, based on Silicon Valley, which has a lot going for it. First, there are 46 chests throughout the POI, and it is by far the best position on the map in the dead center. No other POI is anywhere as close to the center of the map. There is metal all over the POI, and there's 19 slurp barrels spread around the POI for shields. If you go below the center of the POI, you are also able to enter the InnoLoop. And if you aren't aware, the InnoLoop is a series of tunnels where you can teleport from one location to another, making it a strong movement option. Not only is this good for movement, if you go into one of the InnoLoop portals with an open inventory slot, you will get an unstable element, which allows you to open the door at the center of the tunnel and open the god chest. My one concern about the InnoLoop is that I would not be surprised if it is not used much in competitive, as it can be camped pretty easily, making it potentially risky. But if it turns out to be a viable movement option, you can get to Sus Studios and Sandy Strip instantly from the InnoLoop. There is only 1 chestboard here for gold, but its positioning, movement options, and the amount of loot make it a really strong POI. Finally, we have the other S tier drop spot, Battlewood Boulevard. This POI is based on Los Angeles and it is enormous. There are 71 chests, almost 20 more than the second most chests at a single POI. The position of this POI is also pretty decent, as it is fairly central in comparison to other locations, and it's near an InnoLoop station as well as a balloon stop. There are 10 barrels at the movie theater on the northeast side of the map, and 3 by the bottom right tunnel, allowing you to get shield very quickly. I could see a really strong strategy being you and your duo both landing at the movie theater and getting 100 shield really quickly and having the loot advantage, making it strong for off-spawn fights. There is also so much metal at this POI, and the fences around the sus area and surrounding the drain pipe give a ton of metal. There are also 2 drop boards and a chestboard around the POI, and it is closer to the lake between Battlewood Boulevard and Ripped Tides, giving Battlewood the priority for the fishing holes. This POI has so much going for it, and by far the most chests, putting it solidly in S tier. But what really is the best POI? It is hard to say because something like Battlewood has so much loot and mats that you could easily split the POI and still have really strong loot and positioning. But if you win your off spawn at Inno Loop and get the whole POI, you have the best position and movement on the map and really solid loot too. I just think based on the sheer amount of loot though, I would have to give the title of the best POI to Battlewood Boulevard, as you have the option to split the drop and still be totally kitted, or fight off spawn and have access to by far the most loot in the game, and really good mats and solid positioning no matter what. Also, I just got a supporter creator code WMJack in the item shop, so if you want to see more content like this, using my code goes a long way for helping me improve the quality of these videos, and I really appreciate all of the support you guys have been showing me recently. I honestly can't believe how fast the channel has grown, and it means the world to me that you guys are so interested in these videos. So thanks for watching.